Hi, I'm Becca, and I'm on a journey to find the best place in the world to read. Only it is currently almost negative 40 degrees outside, so I'm not going anywhere. Which is why, in today's episode, if you couldn't already guess, we are in my room. So welcome to episode 3 of Pages and Places, My Childhood Bedroom. So, before we begin, there's a few things I need to get out of the way. Number 1, my room is a little bit of a mess right now, which is partly because I'm going through everything that I own and slowly cleaning my room, and also partly because I'm still getting over being sick. So if you see that my nose is nice and red and I'm kind of losing my voice, that would be why. And now I know what you're thinking, Becca, why in the heck are you filming a video in your childhood bedroom when you could basically go anywhere in the world to film a video like this? Let me explain. If you've seen practically any of my other videos, you'd probably know that I still live with my parents. Yes, I'm 20 years old, I just graduated from college, and I'm broke. Aww. Yep, but we built this house in 2008 when I was around the age of 3 years old, and obviously I've lived here ever since. And honestly, I feel like the older that I'm getting, the more and more nostalgic I'm feeling about my childhood bedroom. So I wanted to film this video because I know that I'm not going to be living here forever. Eventually, I will be getting my own place, I will be moving out, and I know that my childhood room is never gonna look this way again. But you know what? Enough with getting all sappy. Let's do a little bit of a room tour.
So as I said, my room is a little bit on the messier side right now, but here's a little overview of my room. I will say I kind of have a room that's more on the smaller side, but I love it. It's very cozy and cute, and I really made it my own. So obviously we have my bed, all of my many books that I have scattered around my room, a big window to look outside at the freezing cold weather, and you know, all the other things that kind of come with a room like a desk, dresser, and closet. And I forgot to mention my book cart.
So now that you've seen the area that we're working with, time to show you the book that I'm going to be reading in this video. I actually just started this book a few days ago, so I'm currently in the middle of Saving Six by Chloe Walsh, which is the third book in the Boys of Tommen series. Honestly, at this point, I feel like it's just fitting to read a Boys of Tommen book because I've read the first one in the first Pages and Places video, and honestly, none of the books on my book cart really were speaking to me except for this one. I just wanted to be back in the world. And here's the thing, I'm on page 102, which you would think that that's pretty far into the book. That's how far I am into this book. So, realistically, I'm probably about a fifth of the way through this book, which is progress, and my heart's already broken, so that's great. But to give you a little backstory on this book, like I said, this is the third book, so we are switching point of views from Shannon and Johnny, which are in the first two books, to Joey and Aoife. And I feel like we don't really know too much about Aoife and where I'm at in the book. We're kind of just now deep diving into her family and her situation. But in the first two books, we got little bits and pieces of Joey, and from what we know about him, obviously he has a very, very messed up family situation, one that literally breaks my heart and makes me feel like these characters are real and you will never be able to convince me that they are not real people. And it's touched on a little bit in the first two books that he has addiction problems, so if you want to read the series, I would 1000% check trigger warnings for every single book. At least so far. I would assume the rest of them as well. And we're kind of learning now why he decided to pick up drugs in the first place and how he begins to abuse them and why. So honestly, a very, very sad book. As much as I would love to finish this book today, I have a feeling that I am not capable of reading 400 pages in a day. But honestly, at this point, I'm just along for the ride. I am obsessed with the series, if you could not already tell. And honestly, I think I've done enough yapping for now. So let's pick up our book and begin reading. Alrighty, it is a little while later, and I have to say, with the Boys of Tommen books, they are so thick, and there's also so many words on the pages, so I tend to read them a little bit slower than I do some other books. It looks like I've read so little. I read a little over 30 pages, and I have such a strong dislike towards Paul Rice. Get him out of here. Like, we don't need him. Nobody needs him. But before I continue reading, there's a few things that I did want to say about why I love reading in my house. Obviously, since I am home, I have pretty much everything I could possibly need here. Everything is so comfy cozy because it's my room. Also, I have free water, a bathroom as I need it, food, like I got to heat up some leftover soup for lunch, which was so good. We also have fun things too, like I'm probably going to be making myself a hot chocolate soon because how could it be below zero and me not make a hot chocolate? And also, I forgot to mention, when it's not literally freezing outside, I absolutely love reading outside. I do it so much in spring, summer, and fall. Obviously not so much in winter because who wants to go sit in snow and read a book when I could be underneath my fuzzy blankets, drinking my hot chocolate, laying in bed, and getting all comfy and cozy where it is warm inside. So obviously I will not be reading outside today because it's winter, but my chair is starting to get a little bit uncomfy, so I think we're going to move somewhere much more comfy. So typically if I'm reading my room, there's 3 main spots that I love to sit. Obviously my desk, as you guys saw, anywhere on my floor or against my bed on the floor, or you guessed it, my bed, which is where I will be reading for the foreseeable future. But before I continue, there's one thing that I almost forgot. It's Bubby time. Also for context, I accidentally said Bubby instead of Bubbler one time, and now it's kind of stuck, and I think it's hilarious. So, time to open a Bubby. We've got peach raspberry today, which honestly I think is my favorite flavor. So let's open her up. Cheers. So good. Okay, we reached the time of the day where the sun is on a very inconvenient spot that, like, no matter where I go, it shines very weird, so I apologize for that. But the time is 3:50, and I think I'm going to try and set a timer for exactly 1 hour, just to see how much reading I can get done in that hour span. And also curl up underneath this blanket because I am freezing. It is so cold. I fear because my bed is so comfy that I am going to want to take a nap, but I'm going to try and stay awake for an entire hour and just read. Do nothing but read. So let's start the timer and see how far I get. Okay, it's been exactly an hour, and I've landed on page 199. A little unsatisfying, but that's okay. And what's crazy is that I started on page 136, which, if my quick math is right, I think I just read 63 pages. Which, I'm normally a slow reader, but I think with a book like this, I simply can't put it down because it's so good. So I've read almost 100 pages today. Again, that looks so tiny, but the things that are happening in this book, my heart breaks for Joey. And I have to say, it's almost frustrating with their relationship because at this point in the book, they are not together yet. It is a romance book, but it's so much more than that. And honestly, I'm not sure if they're even going to get together in this book because the 4th book in their series is much thicker than this one, and it also revolves around this couple. I'm still not even halfway through this book, which is insane. I can't with this book. But the sun is now setting and my room is getting darker, which means I am getting tired. And it is not quite 5 p.m. yet. Oh, it's getting so good. Oh, it's getting so sad. Also, if you know what I'm talking about, I just read the shower scene. Oh, Joey. Oh, Joey. That sounded painful. I wound up spending the rest of my night reading, and honestly it was so nice just to do absolutely nothing and just binge this book because it is so bingeable. But if you happen to watch my last 2 episodes of this series, you would know that I've been rating each of the places based off of 4 different categories: location, environment, overall vibes, and what I revisit, which in this case, this is my room. So it is a little bit hard to
give it a rating. And as comfy and cozy and familiar as my room is to me, I think I'm gonna put it at number 3 on my ranking list. Obviously, not because I don't like it, but because I think there are better places to read in the world, but sometimes it's just so nice being in the comfort of your own home and being able to read and just enjoy some peace and quiet. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed episode 3 of Pages and Places. If you guys are enjoying this series and want to see more fun bookish content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!